All right, what's up, guys? One of the people in our Discord asked me a specific question. We were talking about Ethereum, and first of all, this is not financial advice. Just want to let you know that up front. I do feel like Ethereum probably will pump, and it'll pump unexpectedly. There's a lot of people who think that Ethereum's just done, and we were talking about that in our Discord today, and one of the members asked me, well, how do you use Nansen to try and find these tokens? To try and find what smart money is accumulating before the moves even happen. And we did that with SNSY. We did let me just show it here. We did let's see, the buy signal was over here somewhere. Let me just clear this out of the way. We actually had a buy zone that it just barely dipped into, but we were buying down here as well and ended up with a 10x. This is Engineering Robo AI, the best trading view indicator, by the way. So if you're interested in this, the link will be below. There is a $150 discount if you want the Engineering Robo AI version. It is a lifetime version. And then I'm also going to show you Nansen here. There's a 10% discount on that as well. But this was one that we wouldn't have found unless we had done our research and our due diligence. And Nansen will help you find tokens like this before they move. So let me show you how to find that. And by the way, our Discord link is below too if you'd like to join our Discord. But let me show you how to find these tokens, and maybe it'll help you before this next uptrend happens, which I believe there is going to happen. You know, it's going to be another uptrend pretty soon here. We just don't know if it's going to happen within the next 5 days or 10 days, or I really do feel like it'll happen sometime by the end of the month. So let's start here on, like, I'm in Nansen here. I'm going to go to this tokens tab. You can choose what chains you want to follow. The only ones I really care about are Ethereum, Base, and Solana, but that's just my personal preference. Here we are looking at the last 30-day inflows. Here's your inflow category. So this means that, and I'll bring this little thing up here, it's tracking the amount of smart money USD value that's coming in to the smart money wallets. So that means they're purchasing from either centralized exchanges or decentralized exchanges. So this is actually going into their wallet. And you can see how many smart money traders are in each of these tokens here. All you really need is about 10 different individual wallets in a token. And that's kind of like my threshold for saying, okay, it looks like this one's going to have some long-term push to it. And that's what you would have seen with something like SNSY, you know, before it moved. So here we've got our 30-day, we're looking at all caps. You know, you got things like FARTCOIN, Virtual, Pippin, Kikius, Griffin, Zerabro. So it's a lot of AI agents, right? I mean, they're still kind of taking over. They're the things that people care the most about currently because that's where all the eyes are. In fact, one of my friends, they made a comment today: where the attention goes, the money flows, and that's a pretty good saying. I mean, that's why you want something like Nansen. Used to, everybody would use screeners. And a lot of people still do, you know, they use like volume screeners and that sort of thing. But Nansen shows you what smart money is buying, which is the most important thing, because smart money tends to be networked very well, and they know what a lot of people are interested in buying currently, so you can use it as a barometer. And that's one reason that we like it in our Discord. So let's see, 30-day token age. I mean, you can bump this up to like any token age if you want to. But I was just looking at brand new tokens. So if we want to look at things that are, you know, maybe just ETH chain, because that's what we were talking about just a minute ago. So here's all your ETH chain. And there's really not a lot of the old tokens that are showing up here. Maybe a few. Apu is kind of older. Pepe is. There might be a couple more that I'm missing here. Based AI, WTAO. Well, this is the wrapped version of Tau. So it's basically the same thing as Tau. MOG. But see, there's a lot of new tokens as well. So you can see there's your inflow. I'm going to show you a really neat trick here in a second. Let me show you one more option here. So you can go down to a 7-day and get you an even better view of what people are buying, what smart money is the most interested in. You're just using this as a screener to find out what you want to buy. Doesn't mean you have to buy all these. It just means, you know, maybe these are the ones that you want to look into and do your research on. But you can go all the way down to 5-minute even, which I don't think that that's that necessary with something like a higher cap token. But let's say if you wanted to look at like a micro cap, like a really low cap token, Let me just see if, well, token age may not matter on this, but you can change it to 7-day token age. And right now there's not much showing up because the market's kind of flat, but you know, here over the last hour, there's one called Hello. That is, it's actually down some, but it looks like some smart money is starting to get interested in it. So if we go back to what we were just talking about, let me just bring all this up again. Where was I? Well, we'll just leave base off for now. So, you know, FARTCOIN right here, it has been seeing a really big amount of inflow, and you can see that in the price. So price has gone up about 35% at this point, which is a pretty big move for a 1 billion market cap token. IOS, if this is the one I'm thinking of, this is one that we did, I think we did 100x on this one. So we find some of these plays early in our Discord. We have alert bots that'll tell us. Currently the alert bots are down because I'm doing some work on them, but they'll be back up hopefully by tomorrow, maybe about a night. So yeah, I mean, sometimes we'll find some that are, you know, the best token for the week, and that's what we try to do. And Nansen helps us to find these. Okay, so I want to show you that trick. Let's go to custom view. And then click right here on this little pencil looking thing, and then change it to net flow. And what this will show you is the positive net flow of, you know, you want to see a positive net flow of money that's coming in versus money that's going out of smart money wallets. So this would be, if it's green, obviously this would mean that smart money is buying more of this token than there are of people selling it. And that's a very important metric. So if we just sort by net flow here, you got LLM right there at the top. Of course, that was a huge move. We actually found that one too in our Discord. I forget how much we did on it, maybe 40 or 50x. Yeah, EOS and LLM were two of the best ones over the last, 7 days or so. We actually found Concho as well. Oh, and we found Hollow. There's actually a lot of them we found here. Cool was another one we found. Cat G is another one we found. So you can see that Nansen is definitely helping our Discord to find these tokens before they have their big move. Now that doesn't mean that we get into every one of them, because when they first launch, you don't know that they're going to be big, right? You just kind of have to take a chance. But we have other methods that we use to help us filter out to make sure that we want to get into these plays. And we don't always win, but we win more than we lose, and that's what you want to do. Okay, so the ones that have over 1 million net flow are these right here. And I'm just trying to see if there's any other information you can glean from this. Mobius had a 2x move over the last 6 hours. Nothing much. Anons had a little bit of a move. I mean, you can sort by that as well. Yeah, there you go. So FARTCOIN, yeah, that one, I didn't realize that. It actually had almost a, is that right? 5x move over 6 hours or 24 hours. That can't be right though. Oh, sorry. That's the change of the net flow. I was like, surely it didn't go up that much. So yeah, that's just the amount in net flow for 6 hours or 24 hours. So that just means before it had a negative net flow, possibly. I don't know what it would have been at that time. What would be 5x? I don't know, like 30, 40%. Or 30, 40K, something like that. So at one time the net flow was at 30, 40K, and it went up about 5x, 6x, and now it's up to this. But there's other, information you can get here, like here's the true outflows into smart money wallets right there. What else? Yeah, so there's a lot of information here that you can get from it. Market cap's up 25%. You can go to a 30-day. You can just kind of jump around, whatever you want to do here. Now that you've got this set to net flow on your custom view, you could even, get rid of this. Well, I didn't want to get rid of that actually, did I? I do need to put that back on there. Oh, okay, I had a filter for it, never mind. I didn't realize I had a filter on it from last time. Let me just see if that changes anything before I change here. Yeah, that puts swarms at the top for net flow anyway. So now here's your top ones. LLM and iOS and Hollow and everything are still on there, but they're, you know, further down the list. So anyway, that might be an interesting thing for you to, you know, to check out. Might be something that would, actually Swarms is one we found too. This was a 200x move. So it just goes to show, Pythia is another one that was like a 50x move. It just goes to show that we can find these early on our server by utilizing Nansen. It definitely works. But if we go down to like a microcap, and this will be anything under 1 million, it might help us to get a good idea of what is moving. You know, maybe it's a revival play, or maybe it's a brand new token, which I don't think we have any here. Let me just see, what are we on? Yeah, we got Ethereum and Solana. So this is over the last hour. Okay, so here's over the last 5 minutes. Let's just see if we can see any microcaps. Because I want to show the difference between, you know, maybe somebody wants to look at long-term ETH plays, but maybe somebody wants to look at degen plays as well. And that those two options are definitely here. And that's what it would look like for you over the last 5 minutes. You could see, you know, your inflows. You can see, why is net flows? Oh yeah, I don't have it on custom view. So this one will show our net flow when it comes up. There you go. So these are really the only 5 that you'd probably want to look at right now, just because, you know, it actually has a net flow that's positive. But what we were talking about actually is, you know, the topic of this video is to try to find Ethereum tokens that haven't moved much yet, or are down some. And, you know, maybe you're just wanting to get into ETH tokens because you know that when this next pump happens, ETH's going to pump, and it's going to cause all the ETH chain tokens to pump as well. So let's get rid of Solana, and we'll just look at maybe large caps. Token age all. Oh yeah, I'm on 1 hour on a, okay. So you could look over the last 24 hours while this dip happened and just see what people are investing in. You got Virtual, CRV, Beam, ENA, QNT, Uni, AOS, what is Pole? I forget what this one's called. ENS, Mantra DAO, Render, Toncoin, IMX, Crow, Floki, Ondo, MNT, Pepe, and Maker. So a lot of good high caps there that you can look at. Here's your mid caps. These are ones that are under $1 billion. Some really good ones here: Zig, Cow, Apu, Verd AI. Verd AI is actually one that we found really early. What? I don't even know. Oh, it's up to 63 million market cap. I think we found this one like at 1 or 2 million market cap. Yeah, it looks like some of the Trump tokens are trying to make a comeback here as we're getting closer to inauguration. And then on small caps, what do we have? Anything? LAI, that's Layer AI, I believe. I'm just trying to see if there's any that I recognize here. There's not many. I think we already looked at micro, didn't we? Maganomics. Chat, that was a big one at one time. Infra was a big one at one time. Because you got the infra tokens, and you got the AI agents. They were kind of going neck and neck for a while there. Cent AI is one that popped up not too long ago for us. I wonder what the 7 days shows. Oh yeah, Desync and Tau, yeah. I wonder if the, well, here's all of them together. I'm not really see, oh yeah, Colt was showing up a lot at one point. So anyway, this gives you some tokens that you can look at on your own. You know, just, you can see that there's definitely smart money interest in them. Maybe you want to look at the chart and just see, you know, if it's something you want to delve deeper into. I want to show you a couple more ways that you can find these. So if we go over here to Smart Money tab and then click on Trades when that pops up, you can see what DEX trades Smart Money are currently purchasing right now. Let's see, I'm actually looking at very low caps here. Let me bring up large caps only. So this is in real time, and I need to put it on ETH only, since we're just talking about ETH. So yeah, you got things like Beam. Of course, you know, a lot of the ones that are going to show up are the ones we just looked at, but it's in real time, so you'll have to go over to different pages here. You're going to see a lot of them selling off to ETH or USDC. You know, it's got a lot of, of course, there's ways to filter this out where you don't get as much of this, but there's clearly a lot of profit taking going on right now as price goes down. But you can do filters like, I don't know, maybe value, bottom out, maybe minimum bottom out 1,000. That may filter out some of this noise. Yeah, there's ENA. So you can see there's some of these tokens showing up that we had seen before. And there's one more section down here. Is there, or is this the only one here? Maybe I'm thinking of top tokens. So here's what smart money are trading. I'm just seeing if we're getting any different results here. So we got small caps. I'm gonna look at large caps. Yeah, you got virtual. Price is trying to turn up on it. This is a very popular one because of all the virtual base plays as well. Yeah, so you can see in real time here, you know, maybe you want to look at mid caps, whatever it may be. You know, here's some other like PAL, Neural, OLAS. Just trying to see if there's any other ones I can show you that we didn't go over already. Yeah, I don't really see anything different there. So here is what they're actually holding. You know, these are the ones that they're holding currently. Let me just make sure I got the right thing here. Okay, large caps. So if we're assuming that the large caps are going to move first, then we want to see what the largest balance holders, you know, which ones they're holding the most of. So ONDO is way ahead. Then you got Uni, BGB, I don't know what that is. Don't know if I've ever heard of that one. Wild, or is that Wilder? Pepe, ENA, Aave, LDO, Virtual, MNT, Sand, and Beam are on your first page. And then you can switch to, you know, switch to like whatever you want to do, mid caps. Just work your way down, right? Stark, ID, Spec, and then small caps. Mooting, there's a couple, Maple, I think that's Maple Finance. Here's business. These are lower caps, so they're going to be less recognizable, but for, you know, for some of you. A lot of these are going to be memes, most likely. And then I've got one more way to show you. This is, of course, we're, you know, going through this to show people that want to look for just like ETH trades, trying to get into ETH chain type tokens before they move. And this is the other way you can do it here. You can just look at what smart money is purchasing. And these are going to give you real-time signals over the last 24 hours. Let's just see if we can find anything that's recognizable here. Yeah, there's Pepe right there. When it says sent, that means that smart money sent this to the exchanges. So 7 times more volume than recent average. They sent this to the DEX to sell their tokens. And this may cover centralized exchanges too, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is just DEX or CEX as well. Anyway, yeah, it just means they're selling when it says sent like that. What you want to see is received, like this one right here, like DAI. They receive, this is 11 times the average. Uni, we just saw this one pop up on a list, right? People are accumulating this one. It's pretty obvious. They received 36 times the recent average. Now this is just the recent average of the last 24 hours. So, you know, 36 times compared to the last 24 hours, you know, the previous 24-hour period, could mean that it's finding a bottom, but it's not guaranteed. ENA is one we saw. That means they're accumulating. Looks like they sent Wild. Oh, it's WorldCoin. Sorry, I told you Wild earlier. I was thinking of another one. They received CRV USD. I think this is some kind of CRV based stable coin. So this one doesn't really matter. So that's one way you can look at the signals. You know, you can look at other things like top balances change might be a good one, because you got people that are already holding something that would show additional conviction if they're buying more. So you've got the top 25 holders of Phantom. They increased their position by 24 times the daily average. So, maybe this is something you want to look at. Maybe FTM is possibly finding a bottom. I don't know. I'd have to look at the chart. But you can see anytime it increases, like look right here, LQTY, it increased 106 times the daily average. Sometimes that's a really good sign. LQTY took off. Here's TOMI, balance has increased 158 times the daily average. It pumped. I mean, it's not a pump, but 3%, if you want to call that a pump. So you're kind of getting the idea now, right? I mean, these are the different areas that you can look at. I don't want to make this video too long, but this is kind of like an introduction to ways that you can use it. If maybe you've never looked at this before, here's CAS, top 25 holder balances increased by 466,000 CAS today versus end of day yesterday, which it's really only 51,000 worth of increase in the top balances. The top 25 holders change, but it turns out that it's a 3.6 times the daily average change over the last 24-hour period. So it could be significant. It could be a bottom. We don't know yet. But anyway, this is the way that you use it. And this isn't necessarily looking at smart money only. When you're looking at top 25 holders, it could be somebody that's just a whale and they're not considered smart money yet, by Nansen anyway. They have an algorithm that finds these, that labels them. So I guess the bottom line is just use these tools, use these ideas that I gave you today to help you to find Ethereum tokens that haven't moved yet. Maybe you'll see, maybe we actually talked about some tokens today while looking through it that you were already thinking about investing in anyway. So, it's just giving you more conviction. And that's really what it's all about. If you have multiple people out there that are considered to be good traders, which smart money are, they're like the top 1% or less of all wallets out there, then that gives you more conviction that you've got a lot of interest in that token that you're looking at, or maybe it's a token you haven't seen before, and you look at the chart and say, okay, this looks like a good support area. Maybe I'll go ahead and pick up some. So that's just one way to use it. But there's so much more to Nansen. I mean, this is just one, like you can look through every single chain if you wanted to, or all chains at once. And there's a lot more options, obviously, as well. It's even got a little portfolio thing where you can add your own portfolio to it and track all your tokens within it. So just understand there's a lot more to it than what I just showed you. But I think this will get you jump started and help you to prepare for this next uptrend if Ethereum tokens are what you're looking for. And if they're not, then you just change, to whatever chain you want. Okay, we'll do some more of these in the future. Hopefully I can get you another video out this week if I get time. And I wouldn't worry about this dip. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I suspect that the bottom will be found sometime this month. Because I did mention in Twitter just, what was it, yesterday, that every time DXY shows this right here, back in 2002, 2017, and now here we are in 2025, usually between January and February, DXY starts to dip. So, DXY has been very strong recently, like right here, this pump, and I think that will reverse pretty soon, but we'll see. It's not financial advice to be entering tokens if you don't want to right now. But personally, that's what I'm going to be doing pretty soon is adding some more to the tokens I already have. Okay. Well, we'll do another one soon. Appreciate y'all watching. Hit the like, hit subscribe, share it with your friends, do all that, and we'll see you next time.